Sometimes trials come not once, but many times, testing every single part of us. In the next story, Theano shares how faith, the Holy Mother, and Saint Nektarios carried her family through their greatest fears into hope and healing. Hello, and welcome once again to Miracle Ribbon. Today, we hear a story from Theano, a woman from Germany whose journey of faith reminds us of the power of prayer and perseverance. When her daughter Rafaela was born with a kidney condition similar to her own, fear and confusion took hold of the family. Their trials deepened when a doctor driven by greed nearly cost Rafaela her life. But through persistent faith and many prayers to the Mother of God and Saint Nektarios, hope found a way. A doctor of strong faith entered their lives, using a blessed ribbon from the Holy Mother to help save Rafaela's life. Rafaela's healing wasn't just a medical victory. It was a miracle of the heart. This experience became a turning point for the whole family. It strengthened their belief in God's constant presence and guidance, even through moments of great pain. Theano speaks openly about how these trials also transformed their family, deepening their love, overcoming doubt, and renewing their unity, especially as her husband grew in faith. She shares this story to encourage others. No matter how heavy the burden, with prayer, love, and divine help, healing is possible, reminding us God is always near.
Hi, Theano. My name is Anna Yallourakis. I'm so excited to meet you. If you can tell me a little bit about yourself, and I know we were just talking about Saint Nektarios and our blessed Theotokos, and if you can begin with your incredible relationship with both of these beautiful saints and the Mother of our God.
When I was pregnant, I have learned that my doctor told me that my kid had a problem in the kidneys, but he couldn't exactly say that it was this or this. He just said, I can see something is wrong with the kidneys. And then I said, okay, is this a big problem? And he said, when she's going to be born, we're going to check on this problem. And when I heard that, okay, normally I was always going in the church. My mother learned us like that. I was always going to the Sunday school. I believed, as a kid, I believed all the time. Every Sunday we were in the church. But when I found out that my daughter had this problem, I was about 5 months pregnant, and I was the whole day, every day for about 2 hours, just going to the church, sitting there and pray to the God, please help me, please help this kid just to be healthy, or whatever it is, give me strength to go, to move with this. Okay, we have to accept that something is wrong. At least, even if she's not going to be healthy, just give me the strength to move on with this. And I was going every day, about 2 hours. And I was new in the area because I got married and I just changed church. It was in Thessaloniki, and it was a priest there, a very nice priest, Pater Christodoulos, and he was seeing me every day there. But I was going also on Sunday, and sometimes I was going also on Saturday. After Nektaria came in this world, we were planning to give her the name of my mother-in-law. Her name is Sonia, and she has the name day with Sophia the same day. And we were saying Sonia, and when she was 8 days old, and I went to the church to give the name, we said Sonia. Okay, Sonia. When she was 39 days old.
Wow.
Yeah, we saw that everything was so bad with the kidneys. He was born with double kidneys from both sides.
Oh my.
So the normal persons have, for example, 20 centimeter kidneys. Nektaria had 40.
Oh.
And, the normal person has only one, I don't know the word, the ureter, one like a straw.
Yes.
From every side. Nektaria had 4.
Oh.
Normal person has one cyst for the urine. Nektaria had another one in this one.
Oh.
And it was very, very big problems. So we had to do something. The first thought was to fly to Baltimore because we heard that there is Hopkins, or yeah, to Hopkins.
Johns Hopkins, yes.
And we wanted to go there. The good think good. Let's say good think, because at the moment you couldn't think so clearly. It was that the family of Dimitris had the money to do this trip. So we said, okay, take the money and go there. But unfortunately, we heard a friend and my father-in-law that he said that why don't you go to this hospital? I won't name the hospital because it's not so good, a private hospital in Thessaloniki, just to check. I heard that this doctor is very good with the specific problem.
Yes.
And I said, okay. We went there and he said that, okay, yeah, if I was in your place, I will also fly to the USA to solve the problem of my kid. But the problem is that you don't know if your kid is going to make it. And I was so scared. So the next day we did the five operations.
Wow.
Until now, my husband, he never said, oh, Panagiamu, help me, or Saint Nektarios. No, not in this picture yet. And after she did the first 5 surgeries, we stayed in the hospital about 2 weeks at the beginning. And the problem was that
39 days old, at 39 days old.
And I had planned the christening of Nektaria. It was already planned. I gave the invitations and everything in August, for August. Sorry, I speak all the time German. For August to do it.
Yes.
And the doctor said, yes, it's going to be so healthy, so you can do the christening and everything. Don't worry. The problem was that the kid was in Lithargos. She couldn't react with nothing. She was so white like a wall. And he gave us the paper so we can go home. But I had the feeling, the Holy Mother, Panaya, gave me this feeling that your kid is not okay. And we went to our house only for 1 day. And then I had this feeling and I said to my husband, Dimitri, she's not good. You can see her. She's not good. She's going to die. And I couldn't sleep. And like Panagia was giving me this power to know something.
Wow.
I not explain. It was you can't explain it. I think you understand what I mean. And I was like, no, we're going to go to another doctor. We're going to go everywhere. I went to 5 different doctors in Thessaloniki the same day without an appointment. I was just going there, knocked on the door, ring the bell, and hello, I'm here. Because where Nektaria had the operation, one of the big cuts was here. It was like she had a ball there, like an orange ball, like an orange shape. And I called the doctor that he did the surgery, and he said, it's nothing, nothing, just the stitches, the inner stitches. And I said, it's not the stitches, it's just like a ball. And I went to other 5 doctors, and all of them told me that this kid is not okay, these are not stitches, we don't know exactly what it is, but you have to go to make the ultrasound.
Yes.
And I went to another doctor. Thank God she's so professional and so quick. And she said, no, you have to run your kid in the hospital. She's going to die. See, the doctor forgot to do something very special inside. So all the urine was not going outside. It was staying here. And the kid had sepsemia. How can I say it?
Sepsis.
Sepsis. And we went in another private hospital. And then the same night, my husband, he was so truly believed that the kid is going to die. So he went to the church near our house, and he brought the father Christodoulos there. Yes. And he said, please do the aerobaptism. And he said, okay, what is the name? And we said, we already said Sonia. And he said, okay, we cannot take Sonia back, but I want to give the name of my very lovely saint, Nektarios, and he's made a lot of miracles. Said, I don't care which name you're going to give her. I just care that this saint is going to help my kid not to die. Or if she's going to die, that her soul is going to be in heaven. Okay, I will cry.
Yes, I'll cry with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That okay. From now on, she's Nektarios Sonia. And when he left, all of a sudden, in the room, it was a very big icona from Panagia, and it was a ladybug there. And at the same time, the father called me from the church, and he said, "You know, it's a ladybug on the Panagia's at the icona of Panagia. It's a ladybug there." And I said, "I don't believe it. Exactly the same time that you are calling us, Father, it's a ladybug in the icona of Panagia in our room too." And he said that Saint Nektarios, he already spoke with Panagia, and they're gonna deal with it. And I said, I truly believe that. And then we stayed there also another 2 weeks, but the kid was not getting better. It was getting worse. And one night I saw in my dream that the kid had so swallowed eyes, and it was coming a green thing outside of the eyes, and she was looking at me like begging me, please take me away. The same day before this dream, we called the doctor from Switzerland. He came in Greece just to take us with him to go to Switzerland to see what we're going to do with the kid, because in Greece the problem is that no doctor is going to say that the other doctor did a bad thing.
No.
It's very big closed circle that they don't want to say bad things for the other doctor. So nobody would accept that the other doctor, because he was so with a good name and everybody knew him, that he did a mistake. And this doctor, he came from Switzerland. He said, okay, I don't have any problem to take your money and take you also with me, but why don't you go to Hippocratio hospital, because it's so very good with kids. It has a very good unit for the kids. And then we went there. The next day, the same night, I saw this dream. And the next day I woke up and I said to Dimitris that I had this dream. We have to take the kid and go to the public hospital, not anymore the private hospitals. And we went to the public hospital, and they said, yeah, your kid had sepsis. Did nobody tell you that? And I was like, no. We stayed 2 weeks, another 2 weeks there before the last surgery, because they had first to treat the sepsis and then to go for the surgery.
Wow.
And the doctor there, he was also a very, very good person. I asked him before the surgery, doctor, can you please tell me what is going to happen to this kid? Is it going to be good, healthy after the surgery? And he said, look, I'm not a god. I'm just a doctor. The only thing you can do, as long as I have your kid on my table, you're just going to pray to Panagia to give me the light to do the best thing for your kid. And I'm telling this, and it gives me chills, really. And I said, okay, we are in good hands. He just mentioned Panagia. That's it for me. No other doctor before of that mentioned that. All the others were like, they are gods, but they are not.
Yes.
And said, the Panagia is going to give me the light, and she's going to tell me exactly what to do just to save your kid. After that, we stayed at the hospital for another 2 months. We are never in the house. We were just with shifts. And my husband was there, and then I was going home just to take a shower, change clothes, and just go back there. Or my mother-in-law also, she was so helpful with this. And one day, 3 days before the last day that we were there, my mother came from Kastoria, and she gave me the Αγίας Ζώνη of Panagia, and she said to me that the Metropolitis of Kastoria gave that to her and told her that give that to your daughter and just put it on the baby. And I never heard about the Holy Zoni of Panagia. I never heard it, really, to that moment. And my mom came and she said, because I was asking the doctor, when are we going to go out? And he said, when all these things are going to be closed and with no liquid, body liquid going outside. But it was not stopping. It was not stopping. Never, ever, ever. From 39 days old until 5 months old, we were there.
Wow.
And it was not stopping. And until my mother came and we just put the Holy Zoni on the baby, she was sleeping with it. It was never out. The 3 days, it was all the time on Nektaria. And all of a sudden, the last day, I asked the doctor and I said, when are we going out? When? He said, I don't know yet, maybe in another week. And the same day I went to my house just to bring some stuff for the baby and just to take a shower and go back and change my clothes. And when I came back, he said, you're going out. The same day, I swear to God, it was unbelievable, Anna. It was so unbelievable.
Wow.
And the same day we went out.
Wow.
It took only 3 days. She put her hands on my baby, and in 3 days after Nektaria wore this holy belt, we went home.
Wow.
And the baby was, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
The baby was so healthy, and with Hafnir and kidney, because we also took the half of a kidney off. We did a lot of things to her. But right now we are talking about a kid that she doesn't have any problem.
Wow.
Any problem.
Wow.
And all the doctors were saying that she's going to take pills until she's going to die.
No.
But no, she doesn't need nothing. She's so healthy as you and me.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Truly amazing. Truly.
Yeah.
In
3 days, Anna. Can you believe that? In 3 days. The doctors couldn't do nothing. But this doctor that thank God, we were with this doctor. He was also so faithful to God and to Panagia. And it was a miracle. And I really believe it was Panagia's hand on my kid. It was Panagia's hand with Nektaria. And I will also tell you something. I don't know if you believe me, but when Nektaria was in the hospital, I had pictures from Panagia, from Agios Nektarios, and one friend, she brought me a picture from Agios Raphael.
Wow.
And I had all of this in her bed, and she was only 2 months old, and she was not responding to nothing, only to the pictures of Panagia, Agios Nektarios, and Agios Raphael. She was just looking at them and smiling and laughing also with sound. And I said to my husband, look at it. Can you see it? She was seeing the angels. She was seeing the saints. She was seeing Panagia. I truly believe that. I don't know if you believe me, but
I do.
If you're not there to see it, I was crying, but from happy tears. But I couldn't believe it.
Wow, I'm so happy.
And the kid was in contact with Panagia and with Saint Nektarios Raphael.
Nektarios, wow, so beautiful. What an incredible, it's not even a story. It's just beyond, again, comprehension, the power of this holy grace that we cannot see it, but the power is so evident, and we can feel it. And I can feel the chills in my body. I can feel the power of this healing on this beautiful child. It's just this incredible connection.
And I couldn't. That's why I said that if God is going to bless me with a second child, and thank God he already did. But before I had Rafael, I said that my next kid is going to be or Rafael or Rafaela. I'm not going to give any other name, I don't know. I really. They helped us, and this story, I think it happened not only because it's supposed to happen, but because something should happen for my husband's belief.
Yes.
He didn't hate God. He never said something bad about God, but he was just the typical Christian on the papers. Okay, what is your religion, Christian? That was it with Dimitris. And after that, everything changed.
Wow. How did that change? Tell us that part of the story.
He said that when Nektaria went in the second private hospital, he said that he had a feeling that, hello, wake up, something like that. That's why he went to the father, Christodoulos, because he was never going in the church, only for a wedding or a christening, nothing.
Yes.
And it was a power that... and the true story is that Anna, he went just to light a candle that night, and he was crying there. And the father saw him and he asked him, "What is wrong with you, my young man?" And then he met father, because he was never in the church. I would say, "Come, why not? Why don't you come?" And he was not coming. And the father saw him when he went there, and he was crying, and he said, "I have a daughter, blah, blah, blah." And he explained what had happened. And the father told him that, "Don't worry, Panagia is so big. Her love is so big in her heart. The whole world can be in her heart. So don't worry, we're gonna fix it. We're gonna ask Panagia just to help you." Yeah. And then came the same night, the day that I told you to baptize Nektaria. And after that, when Nektaria, after 5 months that we were in the hospital, no, 5 months, sorry, after 3 months, and she was 5 months old, we went just a trip in Egina, because we wanted also to thank Agio Nектarios. And then after 2 weeks, we did the same day with the name day of Agio Nektarios. On November, we had the christening.
Oh,
yeah. And in this mystery of christening of Nektaria, it was so you could see that Panagia was there with my kid. She never cried. She never did nothing. She was just looking at Panagia's picture and smiling. Wow. It was, I cannot explain that to you. It was the most beautiful christening that I was there, because you could feel Panagia there. Okay, she's always there, but there in this christening, she was really, really there. Everybody feel it. And there, it was my colleague, how can I say this? Sorry, Anna, I talk all German. It was she works also in Aegean, and the lady Zinovia.
Yes.
Yeah, we call her Gina. That's why it took me some seconds. The Gina Zinovia, and she believes so truly in God. And she told me that I will talk about your daughter to Father Prokopios and to Father all the fathers in Vatopedi. And then she gave me the address, and we wrote a letter to the Vatopedi, and we took an answer back, and I was so happy that they are praying also for my kid and for my family. And it was a very, very big relief. that the Holy Fathers there are praying for our family. Not only we are praying, also because their souls are more innocent. So I think it makes more sense.
I think there are no coincidences with God. I feel that it's all in his timing, all in his power, all in his providence. And I continue to learn this, and I'm seeing it more and more clearly and openly that God's timing is so incredibly perfect, and how he brings us all together, and how Panagia really threads so much love of her into everyone, and how she brings people together. And I keep saying it over and over, this incredible fabric of love that is interwoven in these beautiful threads that she blankets everybody with. How is Nektaria now? Tell us about her.
She's a kid full of life. She's very good in school, I can say that, but she's a little bit like me. She talks a lot. Very, very funny person in a good way. All the time with a smile on her face, and the big thing for me, and this is what I think I did well. She has a very, very big heart.
Wow.
What I really like about her. And she's a special kid. And she's praying. Maybe she doesn't know so good Greek because she speaks German, but in her own way, every night she prays into Panagia and to Saint Nektarios. She's never gonna let him. And at the top of her bed, it's Saint Nektarios, and all the time she's praying. I think that God tests my faith. He put me on a test, and he proved to me another one time that I'm here for you. When Rafaela was born, she was born with exactly the same problem.
Wow.
With Nektaria, but only from one side, not both of her kidneys, only for one side. And at the beginning, I was like, I don't believe it, God. Why? Then, when I started to doubt God, when I stopped to doubt God, I went to the doctor and he said, don't worry, everything works perfect. Maybe he has bigger kidneys, but it works perfect. And 2 weeks ago, I found out that I have the same problem. And for 39 years, I don't have any idea. I was clueless about it. I didn't know that I have it, and I'm perfectly healthy.
Yes.
And God, he's proving to me that I'm here. I exist. Just believe in me. So I just believe in him. I really believe in him. And I really believe that Panagia and Agos Nektarios, they are in this house all the time.
There are no words to express how much beauty you're speaking, and how alive and how present they are in our lives, and how they transcend time and space to be with us where we are and meet us where we are. An incredible love.
I have learned a lot of good things from this story, because Panagia did a very, 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 very hard work with us and with our faith. That I think this is the most important, that maybe we didn't have so much faith. My husband didn't have at all. And we became people that we have a very strong faith right now. And I think this is what helps us.
I really look forward to many people hearing your story, to many people hearing the enthusiasm and the love and the passion, and just everything that you have to say about Agos Nektarios and Panagia, and how it not only transformed your life, but your husband's life, and the beauty of his fatherhood to the children. And of course, the healing of Nektaria and what is in her and Rafaela, but truly how people interact with each other, because that is the root of our home and ourselves and the children.
That's the truth. Thank you so much for everything, Anna.
Thank you.
Have a nice night.
Bye.
Good night. Ciao.
Miracle Ribbon would like to proudly thank Nasos Papargyropoulos, Ancient Eagle Films, and the Holy Great Monastery of Vodopady.